Hey everyone. So this is my first case solved, and I've been meaning to do one of these forever. And today I decided I'd just go for it. So what we have here is a case called "So Many Vacation Days" by Benjamin Weber. You might know him as the winner of the 2024 MECC, an extremely skilled competitor, and he is now the head of the FMWC DACH chapter. And when you sign up for that, you get this case, right? Which is, as the name states, all about holidays. So let's get to it. First, we have an introduction, and it gives you a bit of a frame. It talks about holidays and regions. You have three states: Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So a holiday can correspond to a state, and there's also regions which are part of each of those states. And also a holiday can correspond to one of those regions. And if a holiday is corresponds to a state, it will correspond then to all the regions that are part of that state. And also you have bridging days, which essentially, if a holiday falls on a Tuesday or a Thursday, then you get Monday or Friday off. It's very straightforward. So let's get to it. As usual, I will leave the bonuses for the end. I very much prefer to start with the questions. Let's zoom in a little bit, right? And the first one says, what is on this holiday? Each holiday is on its own day in 2025. There's no day on which there are several holidays, which is super important, but some on which there is no public holiday. What holiday is in the day on the day indicated? If there's no holiday on that day, answer kinda. So equals x lookup. This is a very straightforward lookup. We're going to look up the date. We're going to go to the holidays tab, Feiertage, that's in German. We're going to grab the date, and we want the name. And if it doesn't find anything, we want it to return kind of. And very straightforward. That should give us, yep, all of them are marked as correct. Then you got, is this a holiday? A holiday is a holiday if the region or the associated state is listed in the regions in the holiday table. Is the given holiday a holiday in the given region, right? So if we go to the holidays, we can see that we have the name, we have the date, and we have the regions and states, right? But these are all coded. And over here, we have what they're asking us is does the holiday Ostermontag exist in Saarland? So what we need first is to translate this hard Saarland into a code. So we're going to equal x lookup, and we have Saarland, and we're going to go here to the regions tab, and we're going to look it up, and then we're going to bring back its code, which is SAR. Great. But also we want its state code, right? Because remember, if the holiday is in the state that contains Saarland, then the holiday is in Saarland. So we go back here and we grab that column D, right? So Saar and D for Deutschland, Germany. I'm gonna copy that down. Now, what we need to figure out is if there's a match, Ostermontag and these codes. However, the issue here is that these are comma separated, right? And we could do a countifs with wildcards, but it's kind of messy. It takes a while. And also, we have some codes here like this B that are contained in other codes. So we would have to add the separators on the side. It's a mess. So what we're going to do is we want to modify this data into something easier to handle. And for that, I have a nifty little lambda. I'm going to go Ctrl-Shift-L, and that loads all my lambdas into this sheet. And then we go equals split rep. And split rep takes 3 arguments. First, we're going to give it the range that's going to be repeated. Then the range is going to be split, and then the split character, which in this case is a comma and a space. And what does this give me? Instead of having all these characters ODCH, it split them vertically, and the part to be repeated, it repeats every single time. right? So what that gets me is the data in a far easier to handle manner. So let's put name in there, date, and location. So now what we're gonna do is equal countifs, and we have the holiday is in H71, and the codes are in I71 through J71. So let's grab that. And we need a sum over here, actually. So we are going to grab the date. We're going to trim that. And then we need the location. And then we're also going to trim this range. The reason for that is since this argument is a range instead of a value, this is working as an array formula, which means that when I give it a full column, it will calculate over the full column, the full million something rows, which can actually get pretty cumbersome. But we put that dot there, it trims the range, and just like that, we have no issue. Oh yeah, no, my bad. I am using the date, and what I'm supposed to be using is the name. There we go. All right, so we get a 1, but we need to turn that into a yeah or a 9. So we're going to put in an if. We don't need to compare this to anything because a 1 already parses as true. Yeah, and 9. And there we go. I'm going to copy this. We're going to paste it down. And just like that, full marks. Perfect. Now, it's going to tell me for level 3. How many holidays? Wie viele Feiertage? There are many public holidays throughout the year. How many are there in the given regions exactly? Weekends and bridge days are not public holidays for the purpose of this level. Super important. So again, we're going to get the codes very conveniently. The column with the regions is always the same, so we don't need to change the formula. We're going to copy from there. And we're going to get rid of this if. And we're also going to get rid of the holiday name condition. And just like that, we get a result. Next, it says level 4 in 1 month. The holidays are in different months. How many holidays are in a given month and region? Right, so for this, we're going to add a month column, equal months. Very straightforward. And then we're going to do the same countifs. We need the codes over here. Why do I have some zeros there? And then we need to add a second condition, which is here, which tells me that the month needs to be H137. Again, we trim that range. And that gets us our correct answers. And again, I'm going to mention it because it's crazy. This would get super long and complicated and just cumbersome with the data as presented initially. But if we change it, we stretch it, right? It becomes so much easier. Level 5, we disaggregated. That's the word I was looking for. Level 5, bridge days. If a public holiday falls on a Thursday or a Tuesday, then Friday or Monday is considered a bridge day. How many such bridging days are there in the entire year in the given region? And this is the critical part. A day cannot be a bridge and a public holiday at the same time. In this case, it is always a public holiday and not a bridge day. Otherwise, this would be a really easy question. This makes it far harder. And I don't think, or at least I haven't come up with a way this could be done with the data as is presented at the beginning. What we want to do here is we're going to get first, this is going to be the weekday. And this is gonna be with an argument of 2, which is gonna make it so that the week starts on Monday. Control Shift O is this really nice macro that I have that will just autofill, but it's a bit more forceful than the regular autofill. And then we're gonna get is bridge. No, hold on. We need the state equal x lookup. We're gonna look up this location, G2, over here, there, and then G2 again. We want the state because we need to make sure that there are no holidays on that potential bridge day, and that includes the state, not just the region. So now is bridge day. So this is going to be equals. So what we want is the weekday to be equal to a 2 times count diffs, and what we want is this needs to be this minus 1, and actually this needs a sum, sorry. This the location, and then we're gonna get an HSTACK for these 2 cells. This needs to be equal to 0. So what I'm doing there, right, is I don't have any holidays on either the location or the state for that bridge day. And then we're going to add this, but this is gonna be for Thursday, and so we need to add 1 day. And here we go. And we autocomplete that, and that gives us whether these days are bridge days. So now we get the codes from over here. And I love it when cases are very consistent in their format, because it makes that so much easier. And what we want to do is, here, we're going to change this to a SUMIFS, right? And we don't care about this condition, but we're going to go here. We're going to sum on column K. Oh, yeah, and I need to trim this right. And that gives us a 4. Why does that give us a 4? Oh, what the hell is HSTACK? I don't know what HSTACK is. And there we go. Little detail. I'm actually quite surprised that they didn't return an error. Oh well. And yeah, full marks. Then we have level 6. It says conference. No conference can take place on a public holiday, bridge day, or weekend, Saturday and Sunday. All 2 participants from both regions must participate. A conference at this level lasts a maximum of 2 days and can start on the specified day at the earliest. What is the earliest time for this conference to start? Note, for each question, there is a valid day in 2025 on which this conference can start. Right, so this question is a little bit more complicated, so we're gonna work this on a separate sheet, and I have a really nice macro for that, Control-Shift-N, and this will build this sheet for me, where I get all this, all the game numbers from the level here, and I will get this is a table It went and looked up for the first level that was unsolved, right? This is the value of the example, and it's in red because it's not matching there. Over here we have the information, and this is actually an error because in particular there's a little difference there from the standard format. It's looking for game space pound, and this it doesn't have the space. So now it's got the headers, and this is a date. All right. So first things first, we wanna grab these formulas for the codes. Paste that there. Sorn, I fixed that cell, whatever. All right, so we have those two regions, and now we have the codes for those two regions, right? So now what we want to do is figure out the earliest date in which this can happen. So this is going to be equal, no, this is going to be date equal sequence. And we were told that there would be a year, a day in 2025 where this would work. So 370 in height should be more than enough. We don't care about columns, and we're starting on the start date. And we're going to set that as date again. Right, so then we want to check if it's a weekday, and if it's not a holiday, then valid, and then accumulated value. So first of all, is this a weekday? Equals 1 times weekday. So this is less than or equal to 5. Control O, autocompletes. Right, that one is pretty easy. We just want to check that it's a Friday or less. Then not a holiday. Right, so what we need to do here, or a bridge date, is we need to check if this date for any of these regions is either a holiday or a bridge day. But we're missing the dates for the bridge days, so we're gonna build that here. So equal ifs, if it's a bridge day, times the weekday equals 2, then this is gonna be the date minus 1. Otherwise, if it's a bridge day and the weekday equals 4, or Thursday, then our bridge is gonna be the date plus 1. Otherwise, we're gonna get a blank. Bridge date, and this is still a formula. It's just blank, and we autocomplete down, and we get our bridge dates. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go equals sum count ifs. All right, 1 times sum count ifs, and we want the date. We want this whole thing there. So first here, that needs to match the date. I'm gonna trim this range, otherwise it's gonna get very angry at me. And we need the location, yes, to be in there. Again, we need to trim that. And to this, we're going to add the same thing, but now the column for the date is going to be column L. Close this, and this needs to equal to 0. No holidays. Right? And that worked. So then we go equals this one times this one. Check if it's a valid day. And now for the accumulated, what we're going to do is equal if this is a 0, then this is going to be a 0. Otherwise, it's going to be this one plus 1. And actually, this needs to be capped by the duration. Oh, right. No. What's the issue here? Yeah. Oh, right. I'm missing the min. There we go. And now, quite easily, we go over here and we go equal x lookup. We want this duration. We're gonna grab it from here, and we're gonna find the date, the first date that matches that duration. And just like that, we got all results. And if we go over here, we can see that they're all correct. Now, for level 7, it says a huge conference. Our appointment has turned out to be so successful, we are now supposed to hold larger and longer conferences. A conference can now last up to a maximum of 5 days and accommodates participants from up to 4 different regions, right? So this is very similar to the previous question. Is kind of a bit bigger, but it doesn't really change much. So Control-Shift-N will build a new sheet for this, and it actually builds it based on the last one, which is really convenient because this is essentially it's the same question. All that we need to do is we're going to extend these regions over here, those codes, and then over here we want to extend that range. And we place that down, and just like that, we got our answers. Super straightforward. And now for the bonus questions. Which region, including holidays of this region and state, has the most holidays overall? Return the full name of the region, not the abbreviation. All right, so we're gonna go to the regions over here, and we're gonna equal count this. Actually, sum count this, and we're actually gonna grab this whole thing because there's no real harm in it. And we're gonna count how many times that location shows up. Yeah, we need to trim that range, otherwise it gets. Actually, this is getting slow anyways. We're gonna change to partial calculations, and we autocomplete to that. So I can grab this whole thing, right? I just want these 2 codes, but this in between, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't do anything, so whatever. So now equal index, and we want the region name. And then we're going to go max match, which is another lambda that will match the max value from a range. And we get that the region is Burgenland. Then it says, how many statewide public holidays celebrated in Austria will fall on a weekend in 2025? All right, so what we want here is equal, right? Yeah, no, this one, the weekday, is greater than or equal to 6 times, and we want the location to be O. Yeah, we gotta complete that, and then equal sum of this column we just created, and we're all set. Now, adding up all public holidays, how many public holidays fall on the day of the week on which most public holidays take place? All right, so yeah. How many times does the most frequent day show up? For this one, we are not going to use this table here on the right. We are going to use over here because otherwise we'd be multiplying holidays many, many times. We want each holiday to show up just the once. So we're going to go equal weekday and over there. And I don't really care about the argument because it just how many times does the most frequent number appear? And for that, I'm going to go with max count, which is another lambda of mine, which will tell you how many times the most common element shows up. Then how many bridging days take place in Burgenland on a Friday? Right, so we're gonna copy this from here to here, and we're gonna grab this. We want the codes for Burgenland. Oops. Right. And how many bridging days take place in Burgenland on a Friday? So what we want is equals some ifs. We're gonna grab right away that. Yeah. And then we need over here the location be that. Oh, I'm missing a sum here. The sum column is this one, is bridge day. And finally, we need the weekday to be a 4. So the bridge day falls on Friday. And I forgot to trim that there. And this one's 1. There we go, 3. And lastly, about all tasks in level 7, what is the greatest distance between the earliest possible start date, indication, and the actual start date of the conference, answer? And this is a prime example of why I will usually do the bonuses in reverse. If you've completed, like, say, level 7, this is a very easy question, far easier than many of these, and it gives you a lot of points. It's just that it requires level 7. But if you have it, then yeah, it's very straightforward. This is max. And I'll go here to level 7. Then it's this minus this, and it's just that. And you got your 15, right? And that is the case. We grab column F, and the min value is 1, which means that everything is correct. So yeah, I hope that was interesting, that was useful. If you have any questions about my lambdas, be sure to drop me a line. Or my macros, they come in really handy. And I hope this the little trick we did here, right, with disaggregating the data comes in useful for someone at some point. I know I've seen this show up in quite a few cases, and it's yeah, it's really handy to be able to do this real quick. All right then, bye.